Hello. Today we're going to look at how to edit and create your own lesson activities within Snowflake Live. So if you haven't already, you're going to want to go to snowflake.live website and log in with your Google credentials. Once you are logged in, the first page that's going to bring up is your lesson activities. Now, you may have things here, you may not. If you don't have anything here, don't worry. You will start having things here once you start playing activities, creating them, or editing them. This is just kind of the database of everything that you touch once you start getting into the community activities or start building them. And then there will be different ways to create lists and groups once you start building an array of those different lessons. Now, once you are in, we're going to go up to the top tab and we are going to click on Community. This is going to bring us to this database of all sorts of different lessons. There are thousands of them, of all of these different lessons from different teachers and Nui Tech content creators that they have added in here. So you'll see under these different sections, there are lessons created by high schools, middle school content, elementary. This is a universal worldly activity. So this is going to be broken down into different countries and then subjects, languages, things like that. So since this is a universal website, you're going to want to break down your searches. So based off of your age group, you'll want to search that criteria. If you're not quite sure what lesson activity type you want to do, you can just leave that completely blank until you get more comfortable with what you're looking for. Subject, you are probably going to want to find something that you're prepared for. Maybe you're looking for math, literature, or ELA. Could be science or social studies, history, anything like that. Country. Um, I would recommend doing United States for this one. And then same thing, because this is a universal site, I would also recommend doing English as well. All right, for this example, I am simply going to do, let's see, I'll do science for now. And then this is where it's going to break down all the different things that you have. Okay. Now you can even type in a specific of what you're looking for, whether it be Earth phases, maybe you're looking for content on genetics, frog anatomy, anything along those lines. Or if you are K2 and you are looking for something that is standard specific, you can search by standards by switching over your toggle. You can even do Common Core standards, or you can scroll down and do North Carolina, whichever one. I would recommend Common Core. You're going to get a lot more in this one. So that you want to do mathematics and then your grade. So if you are a kindergarten teacher, you can click on grade K. And this is where you're going to find some of those activities. So if I am looking at this follows the standard that I'm looking for. I can click here, and this is going to give me a lot of my lesson activity info. So up here at the top, it's going to tell me the subject, country, the lesson activity type, which is a spinner, age group, language. Down here, I am able to play it from the website. It tells me how many likes, plays, and comments. One thing to know about this is that this information right here is not going to be accurate. We have been told by Nui Tech that this does get reset once the number gets so high. So even though it says 24, it might have been played 24 times this month. because it had reached 100 times last month and they had to reset it back to 0 because that number got so high. So just be aware that that number is not always going to be accurate. I do like this. You can tweet, pin, share. Link is going to be great if you need to share your lesson plans with yourself or with your principal. You can go ahead and get a web link and copy that and paste it into Planbook or some other form of digital lesson plan activities. Here, you're going to find your objective to play. You can click show more, show less, and then you're going to be able to find your standards. And then here is also your North Carolina standards right there. All right. From here, you can go ahead and click play, and you will be able to go ahead and play this activity right here. Now, this is the website version of NuiTech Snowflake, but you can also do the same activity on the panel. If you liked this activity, you can go ahead and you can hit that heart button that was on the last screen, and this will put it in your liked activities that you can then pull up in your panel folder and pull it from there. Now, say that I really like this activity. This is a great activity. We can go ahead and play it with the kids. This is fun, exciting, but I want to make some changes. Okay, I can come over here to the left-hand side and I can click my hamburger. Now, I can still see my description, which is the information that I just saw, but I can also click that edit button. So maybe I liked some of this, but my kids were having difficulties with one specific number, or I need to add in a little bit more extra content. And so I want to go ahead and make some of these changes. I'm going to drag this over to the side. To do that, I can come up here to the top and I can change the name of this. Under create content, if I select this button, I can add in more of these and I can put in my own different one. You can change the background color, you can add in a sound, or this little voice recording is great for your littles that are having difficulties reading. You can also record your voice for that. You can drag and move these around as well. If you don't like that, you can simply delete. You can scroll down, do all sorts of stuff. Now, keep in mind that everything that I'm editing on this side of the screen is in real time appearing on the right side of the screen. That is one thing that we like about this software is that you can see exactly what is going to appear on your panel before you come into the classroom. There is no guessing of what's going to happen, what it's going to look like, anything like that. Same thing on the right side of the screen. You can change your font, color, you can add a shadow, you can change the theme, or you can add your own custom background. Remember that you can do this in Canva if you choose to. There are simple templates that are added in there so that you know what pixel to do that for, okay? You can change the rules of the game if this is something that you wish to do. Back over here on my left-hand side of the screen, if I click the blue tab to customize content, I have a couple of options. As the spinner lands on one of the different options, I have the option to remove that segment so it doesn't continue landing on the same one that it already has. You can click on that or to make it an option or not. Um, Fill the entire segment for your problem to do that. You can do that. And then hide content until a segment is selected. So it gives you a few different things. Okay. Up here at the top, lesson activity info. This is where you're going to find several different options for you and the students. Now, sometimes in the community, the teachers will give several different options. and the new tech content creators will add in even more. The first part is the description. This is going to be for the teacher, but you can change this when you push out the lesson to the students. Now, this description is going to give lots of information initially. If you want to change this, you can definitely delete it. You can put instructions for students saying, I want you to complete this activity. Once you're done, please close your Chromebook, get out your book, and move on to this next activity. You can put that in there, and then you can either toggle this off or on if you want it to present before the students do the activity. Now, you definitely don't want the teacher's instructions on there before or for the students, so that's something to keep in mind. Down below, you also have screenshots that can be presented. Maybe this is screenshots from something that you did on the panel beforehand, an activity, so on and so forth. A video that you would like to be part of it. Again, you have the option to toggle on or off. You can search or import from your computer. You can even set a start and end point. Here's where you'll set your parameters: age group, subject, language, country. You can add a PDF. So this is where you'll add in worksheets, maybe that you did in class that correlate to the activity. Web links, if you want them to be able to see anything else that they can go to expand or supplement their knowledge. And then keywords to help you search different activities as you're going through. And then adding standards. So these are just adding in more options to help this be easier for you. Now, once you have done that, everything automatically saves. You don't have to hit a save button, none of that. It's kind of similar to Google. Okay, so you have your content, it's already saved. You have a few options from here. So on your hamburger, you can go back to your lesson activities. You can go back to the community. You can go ahead and push this out to the students, or you can change your lesson activity type. So I want to go ahead and just give a few examples of how I might want to use this in my classroom. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead and go to my lesson activities with this. So remember that this is someone else's activity. I'm simply using it as my own. So I have this as an example that I might use as an activity in class. What I'm going to do is hit my three dots and I am going to duplicate this activity. So now I will have a copy. I did not have to go back in or do anything. I just duplicated. Now I'm now going to edit this lesson activity. And I'm going to go back up to my hamburger again, and I'm going to click Change Lesson Activity Type. Now notice that there are several different options for this. There are 16 different lesson activity types. You've got anything from arrange all the way down to words. But this is a math activity, so you want to kind of figure out what's going to be the best thing for your students in this. But I had this as practice. I'm going to flip over to assessment. With assessment, there's only 8 different activities. So your ability to have activities is cut in half, but these are things that can be graded. All right, so here I've clicked on the game Arrange. So now I want students to take the math problems and arrange them on a timeline from the answers 0 all the way to 10. Now this is going to help them in their processing of what the answers would be. Now maybe this activity is not for you, maybe you want to do something different. You have the option to do that. But this is just one example of an activity that you can do with your students. Again, we did not change the content. We simply changed the activity. And here we have the same activity in 2 different formats. And it was very simple to do. Now, once you are ready, You can take either activity. Maybe you want to do this one with the students, but you want them to do this one individually or in partners. You can click Send to Students, and then you can click on that class and then send the assignment. And then it will go out to them. And that's all you have to do. And then it will bring you back to your lesson activities. If you have any questions on how to change the lesson activity types or edit activities, feel free to reach out and ask questions. Thank you.